Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Saturday, July 30th, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Milwaukee Brewers vs Boston Red Sox. Our team picked Brewers for the win. And here is why. The Brewers are playing well of late as they look to get some separation in the NL Central race and picked up another win on Friday night in Boston as Brandon Woodruff continued to pitch well. Andrew McCutchen broke a scoreless tie in the top of the 6th with an RBI groundout before Christian Yelich put the Brewers up for good with an RBI single the next inning. Woodruff tossed 6.1 strong innings, allowing 1 run on 4 hits and 2 walks, while striking out 9 to pick up his 9th win. The bullpen was terrific, and Josh Hader struck out the side for his 29th save. Willie Adames had a 3-hit game with an RBI to pace the offense. Milwaukee is comfortably within the top 10 and scoring at 4.64 runs per game on a strong .731 team ops. The pitching staff is also solidly above average at a 3.89 collective ERA, including a mark of 3.92 out of the bullpen. A disastrous July has the Red Sox not only in last place but below .500 as the offense scuffled again in Friday's loss to the Brewers. Alex Verdugo tied the score in the bottom of the 6th with an RBI double, yet that would be the only scoring for the night, with Boston finishing 1-6 with runners in scoring position. Austin Davis went 2.1 scoreless innings in a spot start, allowing just 1 hit while striking out 4. Rookie Brayan Bello took the loss for allowing 2 runs on 4 hits and 3 walks while striking out 3 in 4.1 innings. Verdugo and Christian Vasquez both had multi-hit games for the Red Sox. Boston's offense has managed a solid mark of 4.56 runs per game on a .727 team ops. It's been a different story for the pitching staff, which is 7th worst in baseball at a 4.31 collective ERA, including a mark of 4.23 from a shaky bullpen. The Red Sox are playing some very uninspired baseball of late as a combination of horrendous defense plus injuries has caught up to them. Milwaukee is currently getting enough offense to support a strong pitching staff, and Lauer should be able to handle a slumping opponent in this one. Pivetta has been great at times this year, but owns a 9.95 ERA over 4 July starts with his walk rate quickly ticking up, and he has to pitch in front of a defense that seems to make a horrendous miscue daily. Milwaukee's offense has crept into the top 10 with a 104 WRC+ thanks to its ability to hit the ball out of the yard, something that will only be amplified in Fenway Park. Lauer can be tough to hit with a .227 opponent's average, and his 16.5 KBB% indicates his stuff is good enough to cause a slumping offense some trouble. The Red Sox just can't be trusted right now, especially with how well Milwaukee is playing at the moment. Our total pick is over 10 runs. Baltimore Orioles vs Cincinnati Reds. Our team pick is Cincinnati for the win. And here is why. Baltimore continues to be one of the top stories in the majors following its 10-game winning streak earlier this month. The Orioles dropped 2 out of 3 against the Yankees last weekend, but they bounced back with 3 wins in a 4-game series against Tampa Bay earlier this week. They wrapped up the series with a 3-0 win in Thursday's series finale. Baltimore is now on a 6-game road trip that concludes with 3 games against Texas next week. The Orioles are in 4th place in the American League East, trailing New York by 16.5 games. They are only 3 games back of the final AL wild card spot, though. It was going to take a miracle for Cincinnati to recover from its 3-22 start to the season. The Reds have not been able to do so, but they have been playing close to .500 baseball since then. They are off to a solid start to the second half of the season, taking 2 out of 3 against St. Louis last weekend. Cincinnati was then able to split a 4-game series against Miami earlier this week, failing to win the series in Thursday's 7-6 finale. The Reds are wrapping up a 10-game homestand this weekend. They have the 2nd worst record in the NL, trailing St. Louis by 13.5 games. I think this is a good spot to take Cincinnati as a value wager at home against a suddenly popular Baltimore team. The Reds have actually been a better offensive team than the Orioles this season, and they also have the better starting pitcher on the mound for this game. Maile has been a shutdown starter over his last 8 appearances, posting a 2.81 ERA across 50-plus innings. Creamer was outstanding in June, but he has really struggled in July. The Reds also have the advantage of being on the back end of a long homestand, so I will take them to win on Saturday night. Our total pick is over 9. And here is why. Both teams have been carried by their lineups, and the upcoming game should reflect that, with both the Reds and Orioles driving in runs from the first pitch. The Reds, who average 4.40 runs per game, should constantly plate base runners, with Brandon Drury, Tommy Pham, and the rest of the lineup making contact against Dean Creamer and the rest of the Orioles pitchers. The Orioles, who have been scoring 4.59 runs per game since June, should run up a score, with Anthony Santander, Austin Hayes, Ryan Mountcastle, and the rest of the lineup swinging for the fences with good contact off the bat throughout the game against the Reds pitchers to drive in runs at will. The over should cover in a high-scoring game, with both lineups stepping up. Seattle Mariners vs Houston Astros. Our team pick is Seattle Mariners for the win. And here is why. The Mariners will give Chris Flexen the nod for the 20th time of the season. Flexen was stellar in his previous start, limiting the Rangers to only 2 runs in 6 innings, and was credited the win to bring his season record to 7-8. The veteran right-hander is enjoying a dominating string of outings, posting a 1.61 ERA this month, and has recorded a 3.75 ERA and a 1.37 WHIP in 105.2 innings pitched on the season. Flexen has limited the Astros to only 7 runs in 24.2 innings this season and is 1-6 with a 4.87 ERA in 8 career starts against the foes. The Mariners rebounded from last weekend's sweep against the Astros by sweeping the Rangers this week and continue to deliver on the mound. Seattle enjoyed a remarkable winning streak this month to catapult them into a wild card spot. Thursday's defeat marked their first road loss this month. Framber Valdez will make his 20th start of the season. Valdez was able to limit the damage in his latest start against this Mariners team, conceding 3 runs on 8 hits in 6.2 innings, and was awarded the win to improve to 9-4. The veteran right-hander has allowed 2 or fewer runs in 5 out of his last 6 outings and is sporting a 2.74 ERA and a 1.14 WHIP in 121.2 innings of work. Valdez is a perfect 5-0 with a 1.64 ERA in 8 career meetings against the Mariners. The Astros were playing well, but surprisingly had no answer for the Athletics this week, losing all 3 games and scored only 10 runs in the series. It was just a blip, as they have built an 11-game lead ahead of Seattle. They have won all but 2 series this month. The Seattle Mariners are playing well, as they just issued a 3-game sweep against the Rangers prior to this series. While Seattle has yet to win in this series, I expect them to rebound in a big way in this one, with Chris Flexen on the hill. Flexen has been spectacular, registering a minuscule 1.61 ERA in his 4 starts this month. He features a stifling 2.55 ERA in his 4 starts against the rival Astros this season. Furthermore, the Astros haven't been scoring many runs. They had only scored a total of 9 runs in their last 3 games prior to Friday's big output. The Mariners were able to collect 3 runs on 8 hits in their latest meeting against Astros starter Framber Valdez last weekend. Our total pick is under the total, and here is why. Pitching has been what has gotten Seattle back in the playoff picture this season, as their starters have been solid and their bullpen has improved. Pitching is also what has earned Houston one of the best records in baseball. Even though they have some mashers in that lineup, it is the league's best bullpen and second best ERA that has done it for them all season. Consider this fact: the Astros have played to the under a ridiculous 63-36-3 for the season, while the Mariners have played to the under with a record of 52-46-2. In the last 10 games, Seattle is 7-3 to the under and Houston is 6-4. I think both of these starters keep their respective teams in the game, and then Houston's bullpen locks it down, with this game finishing below the total.